West Side.
Derek Burns, also known as Pluto 2 times, got his name because he beat 2 different murder charges at trial. After his death, his homie Cody wrote, "I was dare on every lick. I was dare at yo trials. I was dare why we starved. I dare we got kicked out the house, but why the F I wasn't there to bang it out for you. I be kinda cool cause I know, you took 10 plus with you on Ghost."
Nigga West Side.
This is part 2 of the Cartoon News Network's Clone Wars series telling the story of Pluto, representing OTF, 300, and Lam Ron, which is the name of the street a lot of his BD homies grew up on, normal, spelled backwards. And the story of Pluto 2 times, Chicago's Darth Vader of Death. While Pluto and his homies repped Lam Ron from the city's south side and beefed with gangster disciples from Tukaville, Pluto 2 times repped his block, La Moan, and beefed with GDs on Chicago's west side.
Nigga West Side.
Joining the Ghost Mob set of conservative vice lords, also known as T&G, or 4900 at an early age, led to the violent life and death of Derek Burns, who caught his first murder charge at the age of 15.
Pluto still be alive if he ain't heard the strangers. Niggas love you when you dead, that shit the strangers.
Nigga West Side.
According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Pluto's homeboy, William Davis, was 16 when he was arrested and charged with the death of Anton Baker on December 12, 2012. Davis was found not guilty of first-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter, according to the court records. Davis was present when another teenager, 15-year-old Derek Burns, aka the Darth Vader of Death, beat Baker and caused his death. Burns argued, then fought with Baker over a cigarette,
Nigga West Side.
while Davis sat on a couch nearby. Prosecutors alleged that Davis later joined the fight and kicked Baker, and that Burns hit Baker in the head with a stereo speaker. Davis argued he was present for the fight between Burns and Baker, but did not participate. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office testified that while the fight may have contributed to Baker's death, the ultimate cause was an acute asthma attack. None of the injuries suffered in the fight were deemed fatal. Baker also had a lethal dose of heroin in his system. Baker had a history of repeated emergency medical treatment for heroin-induced asthma attacks leading up to his death. Pluto was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and was granted a light sentence because of his young age at the time the crime was committed and the extenuating circumstances surrounding the death of a heroin addict. How Pluto was able to beat a second murder case years later, when a survivor testified that he shot him, is anyone's guess.
Pluto bragged on social media that, "This ain't no rap cap. I live this shit I rap about. I'm not your average rapper. I sat up in trial, with my head up, and didn't fold, facing 45 to life, with your witness getting on the stand, and I still got that not guilty verdict. I'm blessed." Pluto 2 times. Long live the king. Laquan Allen, also known as Sequan, was murdered on March 25, 2017. He was 14 years old. His alleged killer was Sosa Curry. In a seemingly never-ending cycle of death, Sosa Curry was murdered less than a week later on April 1 at 11:40 p.m. Pluto relentlessly mocked Sosa Curry on social media. He wrote, "Sosa thought he was tough. Gave him a plot and some dirt. Last time they saw him, he pulled up in a hearse. Sosa Curry, happy birthday, dead bitch."
Nigga West Side.
Taking a page from Sosa's playbook, Pluto and his friends continued to diss their op after death and filmed themselves stomping on Sosa's grave. A few months later, Terrence Johnson, aka Ghost, died 4 days before his 18th birthday, on September 7, 2017. The name, Ghost Mob, was adopted by Pluto and his friends to honor the end of their homie's life, but Pluto's killing spree was just beginning. I guess, some niggas never learned, what goes around, comes back around. On Sunday, September 30, 2018, about 4:50 a.m., 20-year-old Lorenzo Magana, was at a gathering in the 1200 block of West 48th Street when someone opened fire from a nearby alley and struck him in the head and back. Magana was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at 6:57 a.m.
Soon, police discovered that Lorenzo Magana was no ordinary young man. He was a legend, a top shooter, and a shadow lord among the gangster disciples. He was feared among his gang members, and his name sent shivers down the spines of rival gang members. The legends often walk a perilous path, and Magana clashed with none other than Pluto.
A 13-year-old boy was fatally shot later that afternoon in the Austin neighborhood on the west side.
Nigga West Side.
At 4:40 p.m., Yuan Drape, also known as Too Hot, was walking on a sidewalk in the 5500 block of West Monroe Street when a green SUV drove by and someone inside fired shots. Too Hot was shot in his chest and shoulder and was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. After someone in Pluto's comments section wrote, "Lilith's jeans." Pluto replied, "Too Hot's pants was tight too. That's why when I chased him down, he fell."
However, the tragedy didn't end there. It was discovered that Too Hot was not the only casualty on that day. Just a short distance from where Too Hot fell, a 40-year-old man named Tremaine Taylor had a similar fate.
Tremaine Taylor, 40, was discovered on a street about 7 p.m. by officers responding to a call of shots fired in the 5700 block of South Sangamon Street. Taylor was shot multiple times in the face and was taken to a hospital in critical condition. He was pronounced dead a short time later. Wow. That's 3 murders in one day, and 6 overall. We're going to keep counting Pluto's bodies to see if we reach 10 plus, but before we do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos from the Cartoon News Network.
On March 28, 2019, Eric Bowman, also known as Scooby, walked out of a business about 6:45 p.m. and got into the passenger seat of a vehicle in the 1000 block of North Lawler Avenue. A silver-colored car pulled up behind him, and someone fired shots. Scooby, who lived in the Austin neighborhood on Chicago's west side,
Nigga West Side.
was shot twice in the chest and the arm. He was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 7:22 p.m. The day after Scooby's death, Pluto 2 times wrote, on Some For Real Shit, "I know we had our arguments and everything, but I would have never actually thought you would pass away so soon. The only thing dat make dis so bad is, yo baby not having a father. I don't agree with dat shit period. I know we had what we had going on, but right is right, and wrong is wrong. You didn't deserve dis for real. You really had potential to leave these streets, and be something in life. But instead, you lost your life, over something dat, 9 times out of 10, could have been avoided."
Nigga West Side.
If Pluto's message to Scooby sounds strange to you, it's probably because the homicide investigation into Scooby's murder was closed after the death of the offender, Derek Burns. That's right. Derek Burns, aka Pluto 2 times killed his homie, Scooby. With friends like Pluto, who needs enemies? As we listen to news from a triple homicide that is commonly attributed to Pluto 2 times, remember, he beat a man to death over a cigarette when he was 15.
3 people have now died following a shooting in West Garfield Park, and also injured a 4th person. At this hour, no arrests report, as police are searching for the suspect or suspects responsible for killing these 3 men. It was just before 3 p.m. when shots rang out in the 4200 block of West Madison. 4 men were struck by gunfire. At least 40 markers were on the ground as police evidence technicians processed the scene, and detectives tried to talk to witnesses and gather any kind of video that could be available from security cameras nearby. There are some reports that the trouble started as an argument over cigarettes outside a convenience store.
Had to fall back on the killing, cause Burnham told me do the music. Had to fall back on the killing, cause Burnham told me do the music.
Pluto 2 times should have fell back from the killing and just did the music because, less than 2 weeks after the triple homicide outside of the convenience store, he was murdered on September 28, 2019. According to the police report, a white Mercedes was at the stoplight of Chicago Avenue and Cicero, facing northbound, when an unknown offender exited the vehicle, which was occupied by Derek Burns, and an unnamed female also facing northbound at above location. The unknown offender fired several shots into the vehicle, through the rear passenger window. Derek Burns, was struck in the head and chest. Pluto 2 times, was driven to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. After he beat his first murder charge in 2016, Pluto 2 times, the Darth Vader of death, posted his first freestyle on social media. To be perfectly honest, he wasn't bad for a struggle rapper, and he actually got better before his death.
Nigga West Side.
See, when turn up the tri-fit, color box, hey, boy, he just whack shit, right at 8 and type shit, and he still getting the drills. He waiting on the real war, say this other shit practice, that shit get too easy, but I want to control the girl, I want I love girls, shout out to the gang, but bitch want the whole block, and you say she a good girl, that bitch stop, and she got good brains, she the type of toast girl, and super head, call that bitch Hannah Montana, she the best of both worlds, the section the top of justice, bullshit, so bro, them just shoot shit. We do this for bro. The shot him out hot shit. He be thirsty to shoot shit. He be ready to drill. Pull up with the whole mob. You know, think we recruit shit. TNG. And we don't fuck the same hoes. We like fucking new shit. So I can call up them niggas. No, you probably ain't know that we out there, niggas. We all counting them figures. So my Robert they probably just got a little bigger. Put them on out those niggas. Or I got them with items to rolling on switches. And I bet sure they go. When she find out we all big on niggas.
Nigga West Side.